This year I got into the best shape I've been in since my injury 5 years ago. I got down to 10% body fat coming off a long bulk. I want to share with you my experience over the last 18 years training myself and the last 6 years coaching others to do the same. So I'm gonna give you 10 no bullshit tips that can help you get to 10% body fat. The first one is mindset. And what do I mean by mindset? I mean, initially, it's gonna feel a lot harder than you think because 10% is less than most people think and most people make out. So there's gonna be a lot of stumbling along the way, there's gonna be a lot of hunger cravings, there's gonna be a lot of times where you feel like you wanna give up because it's going to be a long journey and it's gonna feel very difficult to begin with. And there are side effects of being that lean. I got to 11% body fat and I started to feel some of the side effects, like my sleep was impaired, my libido was lower than usual, hunger increased. But you've got to remember, everyone's different. Some people will not feel this at 11% or even 10%. Some people will feel it earlier. Yes, there'll be times where you fall off. The best thing you can do is get straight back to it. It's not a straight line to 10% body fat. There'll be times where you overeat. There'll be times where you overeat maybe for a few days. The best thing to do is minimize that by just figuring out what led to you eating more and then getting straight back to it. After all, if you overeat one day, you can just eat a bit less the next day to compensate. The next one's tracking your food and weight. Yes, you do not need to track to lose weight, but getting to 10% body fat without tracking is going to be very difficult, if not impossible. It's a different level of leanness. And what you want to do is look at your calories like your finances. You have a budget. So if you have a budget with your finances, you have a budget with your calories. It's the same thing. So if you just spent like whenever you felt like it, think how quickly you would run out of money versus if you tracked your money. If you tracked how much you were spending, like in a budgeting app, that would be a lot easier for you to stay on top of it and a lot easier for you to actually stay within your budget. With that being said, I want you to look at your calories over the course of a week rather than a day. Say you have 2,500 calories a day, that's 17,500 calories a week. So if you look at it that way and you're tracking with an app like MyFitnessPal, if you eat 3,500 one day, you can just compensate over the next 2 or 3 days or the next day if you want to by eating less, by eating 1,000 less over the next 3 days or 1,000 less over the next day. When it comes to tracking your weight, one of the best things you can do for accuracy is actually measure your weight every day. Measuring your weight every day and taking a weekly average helps you account for the fluctuations in daily weight. Maybe you had a different meal last night with more sodium, more water, or maybe you had a very hard workout which has caused some inflammation, which is showing up a bit more on the scale. So this will allow for any fluctuations. So what you do is you can take your weekly weight, take it every day, then on a Sunday, add them all together, add the 7 days worth of weigh-ins, then divide them by 7, or you could use an app, it's free, called Fat Secret, which takes your weekly average in weight. The third thing is minimizing hunger. Yes, you're gonna be hungry as you lose weight, a little bit hungry. That's a sign you're actually losing weight. But you don't want hunger to be uncontrollable to the point where you just want to eat everything in your way. With the right strategies, we can actually control hunger quite well. So the first one is consuming fruit and vegetables. What do I mean by consuming fruit and vegetables? What I tend to do is, you can do the same or you can just slowly do it if you're eating 0 at the moment, is have 2 to 3 servings of fruit a day and 1 to 2 servings of vegetables with each meal. And my favorite options for fruit are berries, so blueberries, strawberries. Strawberries are seriously low in calories. You can get a lot of strawberries for 100 calories. That's a lot of strawberries. Then melon, cantaloupe's good, honey melon's good, watermelon's also good. I usually eat them right before my meals or after my workout. When it comes to vegetables, like I said, 1 to 2 servings per meal. A serving's around 80 grams. So what you want to do is you want to look for vegetables that are really low in calories. I'm talking about non-starchy vegetables like broccoli, cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, mushrooms. Fruit and vegetables contain a lot of water and fiber. Both are going to help you stay fuller for longer and prevent you from overeating. Then there's water. Water will help hydrate you, which increases your focus and helps you be more alert throughout the day. It also improves your performance, but it can also increase your metabolism, so you're burning more calories at rest, help keep you fuller between meals and prevent you from overeating. What I suggest you do is, as soon as you wake up, a tall glass of water with a pinch of salt. That's going to help kickstart hydration. And And then between each meal, I would suggest around 500 mils of water. I personally drink around 3 liters of water a day, including herbal teas. Some people overdo this. You don't want to overdo it. You'll just be in the toilet all day. So be sure as well to sip on your water between meals rather than downing it. Fiber can help blunt hunger and improve digestion. If you're not getting enough fiber from fruits and vegetables, I suggest introducing psyllium husk. Psyllium husk is something you can add to your oats in the morning. It bulks them out. It's seriously filling because it retains water, and not only that, it's gonna improve your gut in the long run, and also it's gonna help you stay fuller for longer. If you don't eat oats, you probably don't want to drink it because it tastes nasty, but you can just take the capsules with like each meal. I think there's like 3 capsules you take with each meal. I personally add 10 grams into my oats in the morning. The fourth one is choosing your carbs wisely. What do I mean by this? Because a lot of people will recommend low carb diets to maximize your satiety, so maximize how full you are between meals. I don't agree with that. Firstly, the most filling food, period, according to the satiety index, is a potato, a white potato, which is a carb. Instead of rice and pasta, consume potatoes. No, this is not a whole pass to eat like fried chips and stuff like that. I mean, boiled or steamed potatoes. Mashed is also good, but boiled or steamed just is a bit harder to eat, so it's gonna be more filling. Another great carb is like pumpkin or squash. It doesn't contain many carbs, but if you have like a serving of like pumpkin mash, or for example like squash mash, or just roasted, it does add up, and it can be a carb source to have alongside your potatoes, which is very low in calories, very high in fiber, so they keep you fuller for longer and prevent you from overeating. Switching sweet potato for squash or pumpkin can actually go a long way. The fifth one is don't try and speed things up. I get it, it's tempting. You type in how to lose weight fast, or how to get to 10% body fat fast, or you look at videos that say get to 10% body fat in 1 month, or whatever it is. Do not try and speed things up. If it becomes unsustainable, you will quit way before you get to 10% body fat, or you may get to 10% body fat, but you just don't like the way you look. You want to be losing a maximum of 0.5 to 1% of your body weight per week. I would say that adds up to, in most people, between 2 to 3 pounds for the first 3 to 4 weeks, and then probably about 1 to 1.5, and in some cases 2 for the remainder of the time. The last thing you want to do is eat too little, try and speed it up, and have a willpower crisis. Drive to McDonald's and just order everything on the menu. That's going to set you off track and probably put you off dieting again. The sixth one is being flexible. This is something I wouldn't do in the past, but I used it to my advantage this year. Just being able to eat the stuff you love is super important. It keeps you like feeling human. It keeps you just able to push through and actually get to 10% body fat. I use the 80-20 rule with myself and my clients too. That means 80% of the time, whole foods that are like in plan, that are part of your plan, single ingredient whole foods, and 20% of the time you're eating pretty much what you want. Burgers, pizza, pasta, like chips, whatever you like, ice cream, for example, cakes, but literally 20% of the time. Seventh one is actually adjusting your deficit. So many people forget to do this and they wonder why suddenly just not losing weight. So what happens is, as you lose weight, you basically need less calories to function and operate. And if your deficit was, say, there, and now your maintenance is at your deficit, your new maintenance becomes your old deficit, you're no longer gonna lose weight basically. So when you don't lose weight, you start wondering what's going on because you're still following your plan. But the thing is, you need a new deficit. So you need to work out your new calories. If you have hit a plateau, if you haven't lost weight for 2 to 3 weeks, I suggest having a look at your calories, working out your calories, providing you're doing everything right. If you've stopped losing weight, then it's likely that you need to recalculate your calories, punch them into MyFitnessPal again, and go from there. Resistance training and cardio. Way too many people focus on cardio when trying to get down to like 10% body fat or trying to get as lean as possible. They just focus on cardio, doing 1 to 2 sessions of cardio a day, or like 3 to 5 sessions of cardio a week, and neglect resistance training, or do so much cardio that they start to lose a bit of muscle and start to experience some like overtraining symptoms. You want to focus on resistance training. If you want to look lean, you want to have shape to your body, and you want to actually look like your 10% body fat, then I suggest focusing on resistance training. Literally, this is going to be key to looking good, to like looking lean, looking toned. You have to have muscle. So 2 to 4 resistance training sessions a week, making sure you're progressing and getting stronger over time. When it comes to cardio, I didn't do like specific cardio outside of walking. I did mainly walking. I focused on getting like an average of 10 to 12,000 steps a day, sometimes obviously more, but this is an average. And maybe the odd session of like playing a sport, like playing, I don't know, like I had to fill in for my girlfriend's netball team, for example. That's not something I do often, but just to give you an example, or some like odd rowing, but I would generally focus on getting 10 to 12,000 steps in every day, and that would be my cardio. But if you're struggling to hit your step count through walking alone, you can introduce 1 to 2 sessions where you do a bit more intense cardio. So you do like rowing, like cycling, or you go outside cycling, or you go for a run, like 30 minutes, like 2 times a week. Number 9 is prioritizing sleep. If you're getting a good night's sleep, your results will be a lot better. If you're not, they just won't be as good. So what you will do is, by not getting enough sleep, you will drive up hunger, which can increase cravings. You'll actually lose more muscle while losing your body fat as well. So you won't look as good and you'll impair performance. Let's face it, you just won't have enough energy to dedicate to that session, and you just won't feel as good. You won't be recovering as well. You're way more likely to get injured. Studies have shown this in the past. I did an in-depth video on how to improve like your sleep quality and duration recently, but here are some ways that I do it regularly, and also I tell my clients to do as well. So what you can do is switch off devices, all devices, like I'd say 1 hour before you sleep. Dim lights if you can 1 hour before you sleep. Avoid eating a heavy meal 2 to 3 hours before you sleep. You want to set a consistent wake up time daily. This helps regulate your body's internal clock and can help you get a better night's sleep. If you want to take it a step further, you could supplement on magnesium biglycinate plus L-theanine. So what you want to do is take 400 milligrams of magnesium biglycinate 1 to 2 hours before you sleep, and you can take the theanine with the magnesium as well 1 to 2 hours before you sleep, around 400 milligrams, well 2 to 400 milligrams. This will help relax you and help you get a better night's sleep in terms of quality and also duration. The final one is distracting yourself. What I mean by that, is like try and be busy. If you're not busy already, try and fill in the gaps that you have where you're bored and you just eat because you're bored with stuff like activities. It could be like reading a book, going for a walk, doing a specific sport. That's a great idea always, because you're burning extra calories as well, and you're like doing the social aspect of it. What you can do is you can watch a film, you can play a game, do a puzzle or anything like that. Just distract yourself. Don't have periods of time where you're just sitting there thinking about food, craving specific food, then you turn on your phone, you click that delivery button and you just order like a pizza or like burger when you've got food in the fridge, or you've eaten enough and you just end up overeating, you end up over ordering and overeating. You don't want that scenario. You want to be able to distract yourself and avoid those cravings and avoid overeating in general. Anyway, that's all from this video. If you implement these 10 tactics, even if you implement 75% of them, this will help you greatly when it comes to getting down to 10% body fat. Remember, it's not an easy road. It looks different for everyone, but everyone can get there eventually. Subscribe for more videos like this. Have the best day ever, and we'll talk soon.